when you start comparing one asset to the other, you can actually narrow it down and concentrate your bets into bets that really matter. A lot of the time you think, oh, I want a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of this because that's going up and that's going up and that's breaking out. You actually underperform by doing that. I found that being more concentrated in my bets, using the don't fuck this up thesis, which is have, let's say, 80 or 90% in the main tokens. And those would be Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then you can have weightings in whatever you choose it to be, where you think you're going to find outperformance, including some memes, which should be a much smaller part of your portfolio because you're likely to get wrecked. You'll have fun doing so, but you're likely to get wrecked. Okay, next chart, XRP itself, fabulous pattern. Look at wedge after wedge after wedge after wedge. So we're just building another wedge now, ready for the next break higher. So that move is clearly not done. If you look at the weekly chart of XRP, it's a stunner. This massive 7-year wedge is broken. Who knows where this chart goes to? It's very powerful. But then go back to that chart of SUI versus XRP, and it's suggesting that SUI should even outperform this. So that's the perspective I have. Now, it's not always going to be 100% right, but that's how I look at it. Here's SUI Solana. So we've been consolidating the wedge. We had the huge outperformance, consolidation, breakout, retest the breakout zone. Next leg should be SUI's favor because of the long-term chart. And this is the weekly chart. And you saw the daily chart earlier with the inverse head and shoulders, stuff like that. So there's a lot of great charts that are lining up that say banana zone. In meme land, whiff, dog whiff hat, inverse head and shoulders, broke out, retest, next leg higher should come shortly. Jupiter. So Jupiter is it's kind of a leverage bet on Sol because it's a DEX on Sol. So more Sol activity, more Jupiter goes up. So it's broken out as well and looks very positive. These kind of wedge patterns that we see are immensely powerful. So this is beta to Sol. Another one that did a very similar pattern was MOG. It had exactly the same wedge and then it exploded higher, and it's been exploding higher since as it ended up getting listed on the major exchanges. So again, you can see these patterns. They're human behavior on a chart, and they don't all happen at the same time. This is the hard thing about the banana zone, is different things pop at different times, and you've always, trust me, always got the feeling you've got the wrong token. Then yours pumps, and then something else pumps, and you're like, do I chase this one? Have I got it wrong? Stick with your program. You'll probably get it right over time if you use the don't fuck this up thesis of asset allocation. So don't worry, FOMO is a natural part of this market. The real temptation is to chase every breakout. Don't do that because they roll over time, they repeat the same patterns, but they're not all 100% in the same phase. The other one that's an absolute stunner of a chart is Doge. Doge just keeps doing the same thing every cycle. It does consolidation, 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 explosion. Consolidation, 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 explosion. The explosion is always the banana zone, and Doge is the strongest characteristic of the banana zone. It's this massive meme that gets the world's attention. It has been going since 2013, and it has been unstoppable. And look at the breakout levels. Now, if we repeat anything like we did the last two banana zone periods, we've got a hell of a ride to come. So Doge is something that I keep a close focus on. And again, once we zoom down to the shorter term time horizon, Doge, and again, this is slightly out of date, this is from yesterday, but Doge is wedging yet again. These wedges are fabulous patterns in bull markets or bear markets, depending which way you're looking at, but they consolidation, the pause that refreshes, next leg higher. So we're expecting any day now, digestion of a little bit of the move we had with Bitcoin going to 104,000, consolidate, then something will break. I don't know what it was. SUI broke yesterday, broke to the upside. Now it's consolidating. Maybe it's Doge tomorrow. And this rolling breakouts is how it happens. Then consolidation. And as people build confidence, we start moving into, okay, bigger correction to come.
Ripple's XRP has not only survived but thrived, capturing the attention of both seasoned traders and curious newcomers alike. Recently, Raoul Pal, CEO of Real Vision, highlighted just why XRP continues to hold its ground amidst the crypto whirlwind. Despite XRP's ongoing skirmishes in courtrooms, it has secured its spot as the third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. This news comes not as a shock, but rather as a curious point of intrigue. Why does this digital asset keep its strong clutch on the market, especially with the rise of AI agents? Welcome back to Investocracy Crypto.
Here's a leverage play on SWI, which is deep book, which is the liquidity layer for SWI. So the more, if you think of like the Jupiter idea, the more activity that happens on SWI, the more deep book is likely to go up. And it's like $180 million right now as an entire value. Now, if we're right about SWI, that it gets into well into the top 10 and potentially the top 5 in this cycle, well, the liquidity layer is going to be extremely valuable. So, there could potentially, and it's not a recommendation, but it could do a 10x. So this is how I'm saying there are ways of having leverage plays on top. Okay, let's go back to the liquidity story. So the liquidity story here is, oh my God, and I've been sent this chart 1,000 times by people. Oh my God, what happens? Is it all over? Is this the peak? Is this the end? Do we get out now? What happens? What happens? Panic, 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 bullshit. Okay, we had exactly the same thing last time Trump was elected. The dollar was strong, rates went up, liquidity contracted, the market had a big rally, which is Bitcoin. And then in January, because of the lag, what we found was a sharp 27% correction in Bitcoin. And then it ripped higher. Ripped higher so much, in fact, that it went up 23x. Now, I'm not expecting that because this was a much earlier cycle. But what we're saying is that correction is not to fear. That correction is just a marker point from phase 1 of the banana zone to phase 2 of the banana zone. Phase 2 of the banana zone usually goes into US tax season, which is like April. Then there's usually a consolidation because people have to sell tokens to pay taxes. And then there's usually phase 3 of the banana zone is the rip into year end. And that's all driven by the liquidity cycle. So we can see these banana zone periods as they start appearing. Bitcoin just does this every time, like Doge does. So we've just broken that part of the cycle. So this is the start of the banana zone as we start accelerating.
Raoul Pal's candid musings paint a vivid picture of XRP's undeniable charm in the world of cryptocurrencies. He juxtaposes the surging hype around AI agents with the steady, reliable allure of XRP. While the AI frenzy seems to intoxicate thrill seekers and speculative players, XRP stands as a symbol of simplicity and dependability. Pal boldly remarked how they will just buy XRP, underscoring the token's magnetic pull to retail investors.
Now, obviously, we know if the economy starts underperforming forecasts, like we just saw the unemployment rate rise to 4.2%. Once we start to see things like that happening, what happens is people start thinking about we need to cut rates more. So that's a very interesting thing. So here in white is rate cuts priced in. Very few rate cuts priced in. So there's like, I don't know what the scale is here, but there's very little rate cuts priced in, but it's driven on a forward basis by the dollar and the long end. So it's now saying, as we weaken economic growth, we should start to see rate cuts. And then, as you can see, we're starting to see the pickup again in financial conditions, which is important, and I'll come into that in a minute. So when you put it all together, they're all the same thing. Fed rate cuts, the DXY, 10-year bond yields, they're all highly mirroring each other. 10-year bond yields seem to be suggesting faster and faster that the dollar should roll over and rates should roll over too. That creates financial conditions. And now what we've got here is financial conditions index, which is rates, the dollar, and oil prices, has been consolidating for a period of time. And it is suggesting that the ISM, which is the business cycle, the Institute of Supply Managers survey, should be much higher, i.e., we've got economic growth to come. It leads by 9 months. So in 9 months' time, the economy will be a lot stronger than it is today. And this is going to be important for you. So all of the stuff we talked about, rates, the dollar, even oil prices, all drive financial conditions, which drives cryptocurrencies, which drives markets in general, which drives the business cycle.
With its market cap proudly standing at $180 billion and a 24-hour trading volume of $18 billion, XRP has cemented its appeal to those embarking on their crypto journeys. Whether it's the low transaction fees or Ripple's credible reputation, XRP's user-friendly nature makes it an appealing entry point for newcomers. However, Pal also describes XRP's follower base as cult-like, a testament not just to its utility, but to the intense and personal allegiance it inspires. During its legal tribulation with the SEC, when delistings hit hard, the community's support shone through, leading to a breathtaking 475% rally in late 2024 that surpassed most digital currencies. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
So what we're doing is bouncing off the bottom channel now, just as the ISM is about to pick up. And we either break that wedge, which is a big deal, because that would be ETH outperforming Bitcoin even further, or we stay in that larger range but get to the top of the range. My base case is we break out and ETH outperforms. Now, I know nobody can believe that right now, but ETH is a very different beast to Bitcoin. ETH is a platform. It's a compute platform. It's a storage platform. It's a huge system. Well, Bitcoin is more of a currency, a store of value, collateral layer. They're just very different things. And it's kind of stupid and idiotic that we compare them. But we're here to make money and not have a philosophical debate about what Bitcoin is versus Ethereum. What I'm here to do is help all of us unfuck our futures. And it feels that overweighting Ethereum, if you've got Ethereum, that's the way to do it versus Bitcoin. Now, the ISM also has another little piece of magic. It actually is the signifier for altcoin season. So altcoins are percent of Bitcoin total market cap. Altcoins start massively outperforming. And again, it's driven by the same thing. Optimism, a bit more money, a bit more savings in your pocket, and you wanting to make your money work for you. You go further out the risk curve. So the key signal for altcoin season is the ISM going higher, and I've showed you why we think it goes higher. All of our work suggests that it will.
It's clear that this digital asset is far from just another fleeting crypto spectacle. Its current robust market presence and exemplary growth forecast beckon investors towards a promising horizon. Despite the courtroom controversies and ebbing market trends, XRP not only holds its ground but also showcases an enviable resilience that makes it a formidable contender in the crypto arena. Now, one question remains. Are you ready to count on XRP's reliable ascent amidst the ever-shifting tides of the crypto market? And finally, if you would like to know more about cryptocurrencies, or specifically Bitcoin, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.